All right, here we are again in Nine Finger Wrenching Garage. Today, I've got a visitor. Mikey's in here with me.
I actually work with Mike every day, and he's got his side hustle. It's hand-built wheels. You can find him on Instagram, but he builds just some amazing bicycle wheels.
What's up? We're about to install a hitch on his GMC Terrain. He got a new GMC Terrain. He's wanting to haul his bicycle around, and he's wanting to put a hitch on. And I'm supplying an air-conditioned garage and some tools. Since me and him are both smart fellas, we watched a video on YouTube, eTrailer.com. It's actually where he ordered the hitch from. So we watched the video. It looks fairly simple. Right now, Mike's threading on some. Basically, these are little chase wires or whatever that thread onto the bolts, because you actually have to run these through the frame and chase them back out. You got to drag the bolts back through a hole that's inside a channel on the frame. So there's a little bit of fishing that's got to go on. But these things, they just thread right on the bolts. And then you got a wire to pull your bolt into the hole inside of a frame.
Along with the big old washer.
Oh, that's right. You got to have the backing plate inside the frame as well. Are you ready, Mikey?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, so we're about to get underneath here and see what we find. All right, I'll be your tool fetcher. He's going in.
I'm curious how much room we have on the sides. Those two bolts.
Yeah. So what do you got to do? Take off?
All right. I got this bumper hanger off.
Oh, okay.
These two bolts right here, which we got to get from the back side. This whole black mount here comes out of these bolts.
Okay, but they're from the back.
Yeah. And it's on
okay.
And it's on both sides over here. I've already undone this rubber bumper mount over here.
And we've got our jack stand set up underneath the...
Prepared. That way, as soon as we undo these 4 bolts, we should just be able to lower this muffler down.
All right, well, I've got a 15mm socket right there. If we think we can get to them.
Let's find out. Out. We got 1 bolt.
That one's just barely in there. All right. Man, that's some fast ratchet action you got going there.
On the wrist. One. The other one's loose. Let's see if I can turn it by hand.
Let me know when you're close and I'll go to the other side and let me set all these people down. Check.
Now we get to riding on.
Oh, is now where you got to make the...
We got a flap. I guess we could have done that before we loaded the muffler, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, we gotta expand that larger hole.
Those work. I forgot about those in there. Let's see if I can get in here and see what you're doing.
Here, I'm gonna grab a bolt so we can kind of see, we can kind of compare how much we...
Oh yeah, one of those spacers.
So we can see how far we need to expand.
Okay, so yeah, that's got to slip through that hole.
Yeah, as well as
the bolt on the wire.
The head just needs to be able to fit up in there. And so yeah, it's not a whole, it's not much. Maybe a millimeter or two on each side.
Oh, Mikey Fast Filer over here has already cut a couple notches with the file, but he's trying to drill snowflake falling.
The hand file is actually a little easier, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's like that sometimes. You try to use a power tool and good old hand tool just does a better job and is easier to use. What you gonna do? All right, Mike's going in.
And
He's gonna start this process. This is,
fingers are too fat to grab.
there we go.
This is the part that I was expecting to probably be more difficult than what it looked like in the video we watched. But I sat and watched Mike do it, and it looked just as easy.
One side down,
Fully fished.
fully fished.
This job's not bad at all. I've been standing up the whole time, just about. Mike's laying on his back. I mean, pretty easy.
This side's slightly different just because there's an extra hole.
You were saying it's got an extra.
Yeah, it's got an extra hole up here that we didn't have on the other side, but we're using that one, and this one. So,
Okay.
because this little guy, there's a tab on the hitch has to kind of fit in this little groove here. So I just have to pay attention to that.
All right, well, everything's moving right along. Mike's fishing in those bolts on the other side. Won't be long, we'll be trying to lift the hitch up and get it mounted. Good times. It is kind of fun. I like doing stuff like this.
All right, 6 bolts fished.
Alright, so now all we gotta do is get the hitch underneath there, lift it up, put these nuts on.
These nuts. Got it.
Tighten them down.
We'll take both of us to kind of hold the hitch in here.
Yeah.
And these wires that are hanging, we feed those wires through
Yeah.
the 6 holes. Then
Just get it lifted up
tear
there.
it up. And then once it's in place with the nuts hanging in, with the bolts through the holes, then we take off the wires and carefully put the nuts on without shoving it back up in the frame.
Loving the 9-finger wrench in the garage.
Here we are. We're gonna put a hitch on our chest.
I need this.
You gotta have that muffler on the other side of that bracket.
Alright, we got that part down.
Now fish through your wires.
Alright, first bolt. Fished. Well, and there's that one big hole.
Is there an oblong hole?
Yeah.
I think that oblong hole is the one that actually goes in.
Me and Mike are quite the pair to work together. Life has taken a toll on both of us. Mike's lost an eye and I've lost a finger. But neither one of us has let that slow us down in the least. We're still doing all the things we love doing. Once we got the hitch back up in place, it was just a matter of getting those 6 bolts torqued down and getting the exhaust mounted back up and those couple of screws back in the plastic fairing. And that job is donezo.
Alright, there we go. Bolts that Mike fished through. We get the hitch lifted up there and bolted up. I think everything's bolted back together. Alright. That's a good time, Mikey.
Doesn't like wrenching.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, that does look good though. Nothing sticking out.
It's clean. The only thing sticking out is
just the hitch.
The hitch bar itself.
All right, we did it. We got the hitch installed. We did a little 9-finger wrench, and hitch turned out nice. Just peeks out from underneath the bumper there. He's gonna put a bike rack on it and start enjoying his new ride here. All right, well, thanks for coming over, Mikey.
Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. Come back, see us again, and 9-fingered wrenching. Peace.